Welcome back, Lamia. So we recorded your first episode in the fall of last year in our previous location. So how have things been going since you came on the show last time?
Things are so much better. Um, I've paid off all the credit cards, so that's really nice.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, really? Because we had Southwest credit card at 5,219, Wells Fargo credit card at $1,428, and Apple card at $1,940, Capital One credit card $1,985, Amazon credit card $4.99. I was chill. But you've paid all of those off?
I've paid all of those off. You can see in my statements there that I have been spending on them, but I've been paying them off every month.
Okay.
Um,
So
it's not
demonstrations
money I
of
don't
a
have,
credit card
is
person.
is my point.
Okay, very
So
cool.
that's
So
nice.
how were you able to pay these off in what has it been, about 9 months or so?
Yes. Um, so I mean, part of it was just my cost of living compared to my bills is makes it a lot easier, I think. But also, I did receive additional financial aid from school that kicked in January. So I was able to put
Okay.
the after tuition, I was able to put that towards my because after tuition is paid,
Yeah.
the rest goes to you to use for expenses.
Uh-huh. In terms of what? I just want to be extra clear because when people refer to that as a term, it can mean a couple different things depending from the person. When you're speaking of that, you're not speaking of like government loans, correct?
Not loans; it's all
Okay.
grant money.
Good. Good. Now, yeah, let's just go through your thing. So, yeah, Southwest Rapid Rewards here. This one was at $5,219. Now we're looking at $71. But again, you pay it off every month. So
Well, in the
$38.
last statements from March, I don't actually get statements anymore because it's done.
Because
For
what?
some reason, it wouldn't give me an April statement. I tried looking, but there hasn't been any activity on that card since March.
Okay. And it looks like you did Uber Eats. Now, again, depending on your situation, I am good with bullshit spending. We get out of debt, we get a fully funded emergency fund, we contribute 20% to retirement so that we can have fun, so we can have security. And I'm okay with that, depending. But we need to go through and make sure to actually make sense first, because we like to go into these follow-ups raw. We like to see, what's going on essentially live, no prep work on this, because I just want, genuine, like, I want to be excited if things are good, and well, I hope not, but I also want to call out when things are bad. So Wells Fargo, again, this one was at 1,428 last time at 14% interest. Again, paid off. Absolutely fantastic. There were some purchases. Wait, nope, there are no purchases on this one. And no interest has accrued this year so far. Absolutely incredible. Great, well done. Apple Card, $353. Is this one paid off every month as
It is
well?
paid off. It's
Okay,
paid
wonderful.
off. I used it to pay for, I had to get new tires, and I figure if I have to spend like over a grand on tires, I might as well get the $40 in cash back. So, but
Sure,
it's paid back.
okay. As long as you pay it off, it works. That is, again, demonstrations of a credit card person. There's Wendy's, Red Lobster, Uber Eats, Carl's Jr., Apple Bills, Uber Eats. But again, these things are only lots of Uber Eats. Okay, Uber Eats a lot. Apple
Yes.
Bills, lots of Uber Eats. Sonic, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats, Uber Eats. Okay, again, let's get the full picture. That might be okay. That might be okay. Let's get the full picture. But we do know you pay it off, and that is a good sign so far. The Capital One, which was at 1,985. Again, we're paying it off. We did have $560 of transactions. Again, it's Sonic, kind of going to a gas station, getting some bullshit and some clothes, JCPenney, Navy Pier, going to restaurants. So again, let's get through the full picture. Citizens. This was private student
That's my
loan.
student loan.
Okay, is it still at 8%?
Yeah, I believe it's still at 8.3. That's I last looked actually when I got my statement for May on the 2nd.
So, Lamium. what are we doing here? Because this doesn't really make sense. You were able to make so much progress by paying off the credit cards, of which all added up together are about the same as this. If you just doubled it, you would have been gone with this, and this is a really bad debt. Because like if you're investing in the overall market, it's not going to be competing with this typically. Just on average since the beginning of the stock market history, all up years, down years combined, if this is over 8%, with $121 minimum monthly payment, it's not absolutely critical, but that interest rate is so bad, and it's $9,000, which was more than it was the largest singular debt. So I don't understand why we made so much progress on some stuff, and then after we made progress on that, we just decided to let go and be like, okay, we're done, even though one of the worst debts out there still exists. So what's going on? Why are we doing Uber Eats instead of paying this off?
So that ended up becoming last on my list. I'm set off to pay the orthodontics off by the end of next month.
What last on the list?
I know I shouldn't be doing the Uber Eats. I know. But I hit a point in therapy after our session where we got to a kind of unhealthy point with the budget and my mindset, because everything else is like fixed, right? I can't really change how much rent is. I can't really change how much other things are. Those are fixed bills. And so I got to the point where the only thing I felt like I could control was the food. And anytime I would like go grocery shopping, even if it was like frozen dinners, I started feeling like I was failing. Even if it was just like basic necessities, I felt like I was
So how
failing
in
because I was
therapy
spending money that.
Uber Eats conquer that? I'm confused.
So it became more about punishing myself than getting this done.
Okay.
And so it
Obviously,
became a lesson in being kind to myself, where at a certain point, it just, it didn't become worth it if I didn't feel like a person anymore. Like it got
okay,
really
which
bad.
I hear, but is there not a balance between beating yourself up every day and getting Uber Eats every day? Like, I agree. I don't want you to shame yourself and hate your life and all this stuff. That's not what it's about. It's about being disciplined, having a sense of maturity, finding the value in fun in many other aspects of life. Typically, free fun is what I try to like. But again, even if with the substantial progress you're making, if you throw in little reward systems along the way where you get Uber Eats, you get an Uber Eats budget. Like that's different, but you're still sticking to a discipline. I don't want you to beat yourself, but does that immediately mean we go to the complete opposite side of it, where we're like, okay, so we're just gonna Uber Eats every day because nothing can be wrong? Like that doesn't seem healthy to me, especially when we have this really bad debt.
I agree with you there. Um, I I agree with you there. But in all fairness, it's not necessarily like I'm still putting a lot towards the debt.
I know.
Um, you know what I mean? I'm still set. Last I emailed, I had 5,400 left on my braces. Now it's currently at 3,900. Um, and I'm set to pay off either by the end of this month or by mid-June. Um,
The
and
money,
my whole goal there was, because it is such a large bill for me, it is $450 a month. It would take my cost of living way down.
yes, it would. The
So
the money you're spending on Uber Eats, is that being budgeted or is it just we're doing it?
I am keeping track of how much I spend.
Keeping track, but did you assign how much you're allowed to spend?
I didn't assign a set amount, no.
You still need a budget. I absolutely understand, and I go to therapy as well, and I recommend that pretty much anyone does as long as it aligns with what works for them. Obviously, you guys are working on that from a mental health standpoint. She's not working on it from a financial standpoint. There's a balance in everything. And she's probably 100 million% correct in what she is discussing when it comes to, again, we don't want you to punish yourself, but as long as you're at least budget in how much we are spending on that stuff, so we can make more substantial progress and turn our life around. Remind me your age one more time. It was 24 last time. Are you 25 yet?
I am. I did turn 25 a few months ago.
How much
That
of
was one of the things in the comments. Everybody was very mad. I said I was 24.
how much is in investing? Last time it was basically nothing.
Last time we didn't really discuss investing because I'm on a pension plan.
Right.
But no, I haven't really been investing outside of pension.
Yeah, you had $1,209 remaining at the end of your budget that we created at the end of last episode. Okay. $400 in your checking accounts. Bit scary. Again, lots of spending here. Amazon, recurring subscriptions. Capital One savings though, 2,527. Okay. Let's see.
That's what I'm at for 1 month.
Yeah, no,
Huh?
that's great. That's fantastic. Well done. Looks like money's kind of going in and out though. It's a bit weird.
Money is going, I mean, yeah, it does look kind of weird, but had to do car maintenance. So I used some of that and then I put it back.
Yeah. So right now you are on track because, month number 3, you had a 1 month emergency fund. Month number 6, you had Apple and Wells Fargo would be gone. Month number 9, Southwest would be paid off. And then month number 15, Citizen student loans would be paid off. So you are on track with that. Now, of course, if we're able to make more progress, I would love to, but quicker than the original plan. I don't think you're doing bad. I know I harped on the Uber Eats thing a little bit. I don't want you to just look at what you spent though. I do want you to actively budget because there's going to be a life after this debt, and that's going to involve budgeting too. So these are skills you need to do now, including what you're incorporating into your fund money, of which that is included. So are you still a night auditor at a hotel?
I am still a night auditor. I interviewed this past week for a couple new positions.
Okay.
They would both still be nighttime. I prefer
Gotcha.
nights.
But more than
Um,
32 an hour or similar?
well, one would be definitely be a pay cut, but it would be
Okay.
a promotion in role to where you know what I mean? The trade-off there is I get the experience in the higher role.
That's another reason to eliminate bad debt as soon as we can, because it gives you more opportunities to take things like that. Where when we
Yeah.
have minimum monthly payments on bad debt, it makes it harder for us to take those pay decreases into a job we'd rather do. So that's just why I'm harping on that. But how much is left on the braces? And yeah,
Right now it's 39.10. And then I
you
go
said you
again
pay
at
that off at the end of next month. Is that what you said?
by either the end of this month or the end of next month.
So how much are you putting towards debt on a monthly basis?
I mean, to be fair, I do put most of so usually at the
How much
end,
though? What's the number?
as much as I can, as much as I have left over
What's
at the
the
end of the month.
average number? Come on.
1,500 minimum. But
Okay.
May is a 5-week month, so I have an extra paycheck.
Okay, sure. So it would still take 6 months to pay off the private student loans, if I did that math right.
Yeah, somewhere in that realm. But again, I lose a $450 bill every month, so my
I know.
living expenses go to under 2,000.
I think you got this. I think you're on the right track. I would like you to just clean it up in general in terms of discipline. Again, I don't want you to beat yourself. It's not about shaming yourself. So I don't want you to have conflated what we talked about with that. I know I go hard, but I go hard to more explain to people how bad their situation actually is, because most people don't have the motivation in any way or understanding of what their situation is and how to get out of it. So right track. I would love to see those private student loans paid off earlier in 6 months, and I think you can, especially when you limit, other minimum monthly payments. But so far, so good. Do you have any questions, any thoughts?
Um, I mean, I'm really proud of the progress I made so far.
Absolutely.
Especially because I was going to school full time during the whole thing. which I just had my ceremony yesterday. So I'm very excited.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't really have any questions. I kind of know the plan that's set out for me. I'm just really excited to be done.
I'm really excited for you to be done as well. Let's have another call, and hopefully earlier than 6 months, but at minimum 6 months, and let's see all that bad debt be gone. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Beautiful. Okay. Any final thoughts for everyone out there?
Just keep trying, I guess. I don't know.
Would you recommend people come on Financial Audit?
I would recommend you come on Financial Audit if you're coming onto it with the right mindset. I think if you're not willing to make any changes at all, it's not a good idea because I came on the audit and I knew there was nothing I didn't know, right? I knew that I needed to get rid of this debt. I knew all of these things. And I think, people who feel like they can't make any changes are really going to struggle.
Gotta go in with an
Because,
open mind.
right, if you don't make the changes or if you're not even willing to try, then you're not going to find success anyway. And then you will have just put yourself out there and then you will have gained nothing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let me give you a hammer financial score for what I saw today. Spending in a budget, of course, we can come back a little, and you're not really budgeting, even though you're still making progress. So, I mean, it's really not that bad, but it's not as good as I would like to say, but it's going to be a 6. I'd say above average because you're still putting a lot towards that, which is really incredible. The debt, not even close to the worst we've ever seen, but not great with the high interest student loans. I think it's going to bring it down to between a 3 or 4, and I think it leans more towards a 3 because of that, because the interest rate's really bad still. Crap. But it's also basically your only debt at this point because that other one's going to be gone. Do I give it a generous 4? No. 3. Emergency fund? You have a 1 month emergency fund, right? 1 month?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to give that let's give that a 3. It's a hard milestone to hit. Retirement. I know you have a pension going on. Don't really know much about your pension. We'll give it, but you're not contributing to anything outside of that. Oh, well, can you, what's the setup for? What does it look like today?
So I've only been where I'm at for about a year, but I believe they contribute like $2 for like every hour I work. I get an end of the year statement, basically on how they used it all. But I believe at the end I get like 70% of my income back.
Do you know how much is in it? What the value is?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll give it a 3. Doesn't sound uber substantial. And then 0 for real estate. Okay, it's going to be a hammer financial score, 3 out of 10. When I was giving your hammer financial score last time, it was a bit newer and it was a little bit more generous, but now it's a bit more dialed in. So it's a 3 out of 10, but you wipe out that debt, you get a fully funded emergency fund, and then just really get our hopeful retirement on track. And again, if we just had a little more insights there, maybe the score's a bit different. But at that point, I really think you'll be a 6 out of 10 before you know it.
I think last time my score was a 1 or a 0.
Oh, it was a 0.5. Sorry, I read it wrong. Yes, you're right. I read it as a 5 out of 10, but no, it was a 0.5 out of 10. So you're right. Wow, you've made substantial change then. So very good. High fives. High fives all around.
Yay! Improvement.
Okay.
Next time we'll double it.
Yes, ma'am. All right, we will talk soon, but keep it up, yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Have a good day.